Hey YouTube, this is Josh from Ventures of Acrophile coming to you today with another install. This week I'm actually going to be installing the Goldstrike Fender filler strips for the Goldwing. Actually go between the existing saddlebags and the mud flap that's on the bike right now, just to close that ugly looking gap that's in there. I'm going to take you along for the install today and show you how it's installed. It should be fairly easy. With that being said, there'll be a link in the description below with this product. If you're interested in actually checking it out, you can click on that after this video and it'll take you over to the Goldstrike website where I purchased it, and you can read the reviews for yourself. So moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and move forward into the install. See you then. Alright, first things we're going to do is there's actually two screws underneath the existing mud flap here that are Allen wrenches. You have to have an Allen wrench. You have to have an Allen wrench to actually remove. Now for the other side. So at this point, this thing should just pull loose and lift up on it. There is this light that has to be unhooked. And we'll just move forward from this point. Alright, so we now have made it to my workbench, aka folding table. I'm going to go ahead and open this up now. Hardware that this comes with is 2 metal slats and looks like 4 screws, 5-6 screws, and 6 washers. Alright, first things first, we have to cut the plastic on this. Take the plastic off. Extremely windy today. And it's very cold. We'll flip this thing over. Slip these into place on both sides. Make sure that it's all compressed all the way down. I don't currently have a punch, but if you have a punch, then you can actually take this and mark where you've got to do the screwing or the drilling. You will need a drill and a drill bit just to get these holes started. Easier way to do it if you have a bigger bit is to mark this with a marker or something and then pull these off and drill it then. But I'm just going to use this existing drill, being that these are in place, to just score each one. Making sure that you don't go all the way through. You don't want to go all the way through the rubber. Extremely careful just to mark your mark. And then you can take the rubbers off. Set that off to the side. And then finish drilling these holes out. That's all the way through. Same thing on the other side. All the way There we go. Clean all the shavings off of it. And then put these back into place. Being sure that the holes line up. Just like that. Open up your accessory kit here. Like I said, it's going to be 2 metal brackets, 6 metal screws. It's going to be 1 to each side, along with 6 washers. Get this other one, put it back in place, making sure that I line up with my holes, just like that. Alright, at this point in time, you can put this metal bracket over the holes. Doesn't matter which direction you put it, as long as you line up the holes. Get a washer and a screw. It's going to be a Phillips head tip. Feed it through the hole and get this screw started. Once you line it up, then get your Phillips head screwdriver and go ahead and screw this into place in the existing hole that you made through the plastic until it seats flush. You don't want to push it, you don't want to strip it out, because this is just holding onto the plastic, so just snug it just a little bit and repeat the process for every single hole. Now for the drill bit that I used, it was a 332, 3/32. A little bit smaller than these screws. Better to be a little bit smaller than have the hole too big and then you can't seat the screws like you need to. Said once it's flush in there, just snug it up just a little bit, making sure you don't strip it out. That's one side. You don't want to push them through too far because it will cause a gap here that you're not wanting. Alright, at this point you want to repeat the process of the other side. Put this metal over the hole. Get your screw here. Just have it snug there. Said you just barely want to put it through to just barely snug it up, because if you go too hard, it'll push all the way through and cause the rubber on the other side to stick out. I'm actually going to find a couple more washers for this other side, because it's trying to go through and end up, it's what it's doing is it's pushing this corner out. Alright, once all these are tight and good to go, flip it on over. And this is what we're looking at. Making sure that that's seated pretty good. And we're ready to install this unit back on the bike. Alright, once we're back over here at the bike, you want to be sure to plug in the light. So it's plugged into place, then you put this top portion in. So press down on it. Make sure it's in place. Make sure this is seated properly. At this point, you'll get your Allen screws that were there before. Go ahead and put them back in place. Same thing for the other side. Same thing for the other side. Read it up into place. Once the screws are in, this is firmly back in place. And that's it for this install. Alright, well that concludes the install for the fender filler strips. Takes about 20-25 minutes if you know what you're doing. With that being said, it's a fairly easy install. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're actually interested in checking the filler strips out, it'll be linked in the description below. You can go and check it out for yourself on the Goldstrike website where I purchased them. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you have any comments or any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and I usually respond to comments within 24 to 48 hours. So with that being said, for now, this is Josh with Ventures of Acrophile signing out. I'll see y'all next week. Be safe. Peace.